Previously on Illusion of Gaia. Hello again, and welcome back to Nathan Plays Illusion of Gaia. My name is Nathan, and this, of course, is Illusion of Gaia on the Super Nintendo. Last time, what happened last time? We found our way into a floating sky garden somehow from the a faithful representation of the Nazca lines that were way out in the desert. And it was our job to find 4 crystal balls, of which we had 2 so far, but there were some mysteries yet to be solved. So let's take a look, shall we? As you recall, there was one mysterious save point that we couldn't get to. There was one area that required Freedan, and there was this last one that we hadn't been to yet, so let's check it out. Looks pretty straightforward. More of the crystal golems there. And exploring further, I made my way around to the top corner of the area and decided to take a sweet ramp. Here we go! But I overshot like crazy and went right back to the start of the area. So it's time to walk all the way back around again. And then mash on the buttons like crazy and hit the wrong one, because I always seem to do that when I'm in a panic situation. And then the way forward is clear. From here we can hop around to the other side and see what we can see. Lots of the very aggressive ball worms here. And some more of the bouncing fireballs. Oh, being chased there a little bit. See if we can't find a good way to get past this one. And we do. Up here in this corner is, I couldn't quite see it for what it was, but it's a little ledge which prevents you from going back. That seemed okay. Until I found out that it just puts me back at this ramp that I used to overshoot prior. Okay, back down we go. It's a lot of loops in this area. Exploring the underside again, I came to another place to flip over. Finding some of these slower and more sedate ball worms here. Managed to group these up pretty nicely. Felt good. And oh look, sort of a area with some treasure chests I expect I'll be coming back around to later on. I picked a fight with that sword for some reason, even though I was pretty sure it wouldn't help me in any way. The statues with swords don't actually count as an enemy on your map to defeat towards... each area, when you defeat all the enemies, obviously I've been picking up power-ups, and those don't register. They always come back, and they don't count toward the overall score. Here, I thought I'd backtrack way far back and get away from the fireballs so that I could go forward, and oh, they just turn around, and now I get to follow them back. You know? But when I managed to get to the other side of them, there's one of these guys, and over to the left, aha! Save point. What's inside? Ah yes, finally, the opportunity to turn into Freedan. Maybe this is what they meant when I should do it in clockwise order. Perhaps I should have started with this one. They weren't entirely clear. I used the opportunity to refill my hearts and save my game. Or health. It's not really hearts in this, is it? And now back in a prior area, I'm able to use the his charged shot to provoke that sword into attacking. And as before, once I have the statue freed up, I'm able to move it. Without realizing that I had overshot a little bit, I brought it over to the button and oh. Well, there's really no way to reset it once you've missed, so time to walk all the way back around again. I had to, of course, then get chased by those, and then I just decided to power through it. I was tired of waiting for them to go through, and it doesn't actually hurt that terribly much. It's back to the light side, and then down here again. As you can see, I'm editing out quite a bit of walking around in circles as I miss things and have to go back for them. This time, I'm ever so much more careful. And, huzzah, the way forward is clear. Down here we have a red crystal golem that I'd managed to do a little bit of damage to before, so he was easy to finish off. And from him, a defense increase. Thanks, red crystal golem. Okay, we have a bit of a grassy plain here. Some more fighting to be done, so I hop to it. Explore a little bit more, take out the enemies in my way, and get a power increase. Lovely. Further down the line here, well, first of all, oh, there's those treasure chests off to the right that we saw earlier. So let's try and jump over to them. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Trial by repetition today. Hopped over. Took out the sword. And as I tried to walk around the statue, I ended up jumping off a ledge. Okay, alright, so it's time to walk all the way back around. And try again. You'll notice the sword behavior is a little bit different than the ones we saw in the previous installment. Those tended to go in sort of straight lines and dive at me, where these just spin and sort of slowly float toward me. After being quite a bit more careful, I found a crystal ball. And of course, since I'm not going to let that other treasure chest just sit there, it's time to walk all the way back around yet again. And crack it open to find an herb. Hooray. From here, I backtracked over to the hub in order to socket up that crystal ball that I found. Of course, every time I'm back here, I also take the opportunity to save and refill my health. And that leaves just one left. Before I got to that one, I wanted to solve the mystery of the strange save point that's out here. Got a little bit distracted there, I suppose. So using charge shot, I'm able to pop the button there without having to be inside the wall. Oh boy, it's going to be a new power or something, isn't it? I'm excited. But it's... oh. I can just turn back into Will. Nothing special about that. Of course, I checked, just to make sure. Return to young Will. No, no thank you. Yeah, alright, I'll save while I'm here. Continue your journey. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, that was a little bit of a letdown. So back to the hub and back to the second area that we encountered last time. It's time to take out those golems that were safely tucked away behind all those walls we couldn't reach before. Again, it happened a lot last time, and it'll happen a few more times in this video, where it looks like I'm taking hits while nothing is happening, but I'll explain a little bit later. I kind of touched on it last time, and I thought I would explain a little more fully. The red one I was actually able to touch, and this one I used a shot both times. He opens the way forward and gives me a strength increase. Excellent. Over on the back of the garden, we have a red golem crystal gauntlet thing. But I decided to go the other way real quick and take out these guys, these fellas here. Rain and death. But I weathered it. When going back the other way, I discovered the last of the crystal golems, an HP increase, and a treasure chest. Now, those fireballs look like they turn invisible, but again, it's just the effect of the recording. The last of the crystal balls is ready to be put in place. Ow. Ow. Stupid fireball things. set it in there. And my path is now clear. Of course, safety save. Because I really am not sure what's going to happen next. And it's off to see what fate has in store. First of all, very cool collapsing walkway thing, which of course I stop on for some reason, because what else would you do? And we have some kind of a bird statue boss thing. Now, I fully expected this to be like the last one, and that my first round would be kind of a data round where I just sort of get trashed and get a sense of what his basic attacks are. As you can see, he's got 3 main ones. He's got those Seeker feathers. And he's got the one where he kind of launches an exploding star of feathers. And then there's the one where he just parks it there and fires a stream of feathers. I was taking quite a few hits. Decided to use an herb just to prolong the fight a little bit more. Didn't want to give up right away. And despite being extremely low on health here, and I even took a couple more hits, it seemed like it stopped going down there. You can see my health in the corner has just kind of frozen in place. And although I really wasn't expecting to win, I got in some good shots here, and suddenly the fight is over. I've defeated the huge demon. Look, a mystic statue. Show, don't tell, game. Show, don't tell. But anyway, somehow there's a mystic statue there. And having defeated the huge demon, I return to young Will. A strange noise fills the air around me. From out of nowhere, someone yells, "Will, you're falling to the ground." Oh, well, that explains quite a bit. Grab the airplane and we'll fly out of here. This seems like an amazing plan. I dawdle around, check out the rest of the platform. Oh, it looks like there's a spot to jump off there. Well, this is a ridiculous idea, but here we go. Falling. Catch me. Okay. Neil dropped a contact and missed me completely. But he resolves to get me the second time. Thanks, Neil. Good to have you on backup there. And... buff. Made it. Not since Tails and Sonic 2 have we had such a daring plane-based rescue. Some of us had to sit on the wings, which seems incredibly dangerous, but no one minds, I guess? Kara's sobbing. Who knows why? I'm not asking why. I don't care. So we're going to try and locate the next ruins. I expect the shape of Cygnus is the same as the shape of Mu. Okay, what's a Mu? Well, to the ocean. Alright, Neil. Why not? Mu lies somewhere in the ocean. Okay. So here we are, heading out over the ocean. Everything is hunky-dory. We're gonna find Mu, whatever that is. And suddenly, the plane crashes for no reason whatsoever. And we all parachute safely down. We got out of the airplane in the nick of time. Neil's a good inventor, but there's always something missing. I guess nobody's perfect, including Neil. You know, you're really facing this terrifying situation with equanimity and grace, and I appreciate that about you, Will. The next thing he knew, Will was standing in a huge palace. I couldn't remember anything since my water landing. Is everyone safe? Well, who knows? So here we are. Going to explore the place a little bit. First of all, we find a spooky skelly man. And you can't see it in the video, but when you hit them, they collapse and turn semi-transparent. But for all intents and purposes, they are out of our way. There is a save point here with nothing special in it except the ability to record, so we do, of course. Continue? Yes. Sign of life from the right-hand room. Left. Learn to read, no read. It's Kara. Again, she's semi-transparent. And I found a red jewel. She doesn't really seem to register my presence. It's kind of sad. So the way this game... Oh, first of all, This is the Palace of Vampires. Oh, shit. This fountain... the fountain produces demons continuously. Well, you should shut that fountain off. Further down, in the basement of the castle, I am told, is a strange fountain. The stone is there. Alright, stones. That's cool. I found another red jewel. And I talked to not visibly semi-transparent Eric, who's a little concerned for his safety. Over here I found Lily. She's rather alarmed by my presence. She's not semi-transparent. So the way that works is that this game actually runs at 60 frames per second, and I'm only recording at 30. And a lot of Super Nintendo games used to fake transparency by just flickering the sprite image really, really, really fast. They would just flicker it invisible and then visible. It looks transparent just because it's just flickering at kind of a super fast rate. But since I'm only recording 30, I often end up recording the invisible frames only, or the visible ones, so you don't get the flicker effect. That's the whole explanation, the end. I could record at 60 frames per second, but it's really slow on my computer and it takes a ton of hard drive space. So here's what happened next. While I was exploring this palace, I had to stop the game for real life reasons and turn off the system. And I thought, oh, that's fine. I'll just reload my save and I'll just retrace my exact steps that I took to get down there. And if I just edit it cleverly, no one will be the wiser. However, on my second playthrough, or my second time doing this, I am certain that I missed Lily. In fact, I know I did. And so I get a little bit stuck later on, and we're going to have to tackle that in the next video. There was just no way for me to cleverly edit around it, so I just have to fess up and say, listen, I tried to do it all again, and I messed up. So this is me the second time around, after turning off and starting up the system again, exploring the undersea palace. I got a little bit further down, and I found some nice steps, and it's kind of neat. From the top where the save point is, you can see the rays of light from the top of the ocean, and now here we can see the seafloor and the coral and such. Found some aggressive new slime enemies that hurt pretty badly, as a matter of fact. And in this room, coffins? And one of them is open. I'm sure that's fine. Further down, we found a new slime enemy that are super easy to defeat. Not really a concern. The enemies do register on my map here, but it was hard. Some of them weren't seeming to show up, and I'm not entirely sure what to do about that. Found another red jewel down in the depths of the palace. And a couple more of my friends were practicing their rap guy, you know, the, yeah, what, you know. You'll get there yet, friends. And lastly, the creepy fountain. Can't seem to use my flute in this room. Like, I was hitting the A button here and nothing was happening. I expect, once again, that I need to have Lily with me for something to happen here, and I haven't had a chance to test that theory yet. For some reason, my memory of melody is gone. I guess I forgot. Or melody of memory. Oh, I screwed up that joke. Doesn't matter. All I'm left is Lola's song, and that doesn't do anything, of course. And so I was perplexed as to what to do here. But in the end, I ended up running all the way back upstairs to save my game, as I will do in a moment. All the way back upstairs. So that about wraps up this installment. Next time, I guess I will go back to that room and make sure that I get Lily, and we'll see if we can't make some forward progress. Thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll see you next mission.